What's up, Otaku fam? We are the Otaku Couple back with more reactions here for the channel with more Salmonella Academy Pre-Industrial Surgeries. That sounds horrifying and historical, so we're here to learn.
Ooh, I wonder if he does anything off of like insane asylums. I'd love to hear his 2 cents about that.
Probably. There's a whole
Like
bunch of them.
institutions.
I said in the last one, or the one before that one, it was one of the last few Salmonella videos that I was like, hey, you guys want more of these? Let's start getting them to at least 1K views. And y'all been doing it, so we gonna keep doing them for you. Thank you guys for the continued support. Let us know which of his videos you want us to react to next down below. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. Every little bit helps. If you want to support the channel monetarily, we do have a Patreon. Get TV shows, animes, and movies completely uncut. Links down below in the description. Let's hop on in.
Hop on in.
Hop on in. Get ready to come on in.
Hey kids, had a bad day? Well, could be worse. You could be living in a world without modern anesthetic. Today, we'll be talking about some surgical procedures carried out long before the development of medicine as we know it today. Now, once you go back a certain distance, the line between operation and mutilation is pretty thin. So, for our purposes, surgery refers to any bodily manipulation carried out with the intent of fixing some injury or illness.
Got it.
Away we go.
Oh,
The
God.
very first surgery that we have historical evidence for dates as far back as 6500 BC. It's called trepanning, which is a nice word for carving someone's frickin' skull open using nothing but a rock. Maybe a rock on a stick if you were lucky. In all seriousness though,
fancy.
you can see that a good deal of care went into the procedure, which lets us know that this isn't just the result of random injury. Many skulls even showed signs of healing around the holes, meaning plenty of the people who underwent this whole thing just got up and went about their day afterwards. Alright, hold on, you say. This all sounds guano insane.
Don't want YouTube to hit you with the demonetized hammer. It's back guano.
That hurts my soul.
God, the symbol is the bane of our existence.
Guano insane. No way this was that common of an occurrence. Well, friend, if you've been watching this channel long enough, you should know that if you give human beings the benefit of the doubt, chances are they'll prove you wrong. In fact, so far, over 1,500 trepanned skulls have been dug up all across the globe, from Europe to China and even the Americas. This means that between 5 and 10% of all skulls that we've found from the Neolithic period have had at least one man-made hole scraped into them. To put it this way, based on that data, there's a greater probability of someone born in the late Stone Age having their brain matter exposed by some shaman with a chunk of flint than someone born in the USA being a redhead. To this day, nobody really knows why this was such a common practice, but most theories tend to revolve around the idea of releasing some kind of dark supernatural force from the patient. Man, I'm getting real sick of all these evil entities infecting our minds and bodies. Huh, you can say that again. I tell you, I need these demons like I need a hole in the head. No way. Fast forward to 600 BC. Over in India, there lived a guy called Maharshi Susruta. Now, this guy was a medical mastermind. He wrote a treatise known as Susruta Samhita, which described countless different conditions, treatments, and yes, even surgeries. One of which is the first recorded instance of rhinoplasty. That means nose job.
Interesting. How do you do that?
I'm scared to figure out how he did plastic surgery back then.
Hornbill's a type of bird. I'm here too. Anyway, here's how it's done according to Susruta. First, you get them plastered, obviously. Second, you use a leaf to measure out the part of the nose you want fixed. Then, you use the leaf to cut off a flap of skin from the cheek or forehead of the patient. This part's important though. You gotta remember to leave a little piece of it still attached. Otherwise, you just got a chunk of dirty dead face meat on your hands. Now, wherever you're looking to stick the new flesh on, you rub that part raw with a knife. Also, you're gonna want to stick 2 plant stalks in their nostrils so their nose keeps its proper shape. Slap the skin on, suture it, dust it with licorice powder for some reason, and cover it with cotton. Sesame oil should be regularly applied until the skin is fully healed. If you're like me, I already do that by default, so it shouldn't be an issue. Finally, at long last, your sniffer is reborn. Don't worry, you still look like a freak, just slightly less so. Moving on, our next surgery took...
How?
What? No.
How?
Oh, God.
took place in 10th century Spain on Sancho I of Leon, otherwise known as Sancho the Fat. Now, normally, back in the day, having some meat on your bones was a sign of wealth and power and all
Yeah,
that,
'cause
but
they
this
could
guy was
actually
like
eat.
TLC documentary tier, to the point where he could hardly function as a human being. So his constituents said, "Greetings, your thickness. Yeah, you can't be
thickness.
king anymore on account of you keep breaking every horse we give you, and nobody wants to wash between your accordion-like neck folds no more." After his adipose got him deposed, Sancho decided to seek medical help for his condition, under the oversight of well-reputed physician Hasdai ibn Shapurut, which is an anagram for paintbrush AIDS. Now, if there's one thing that medieval man understood, it's practicality. Lap band, gastric bypass, belly balloon, these all exist to help people who don't have the self-control to stop eating so much on their own. But Dr. Chapadou didn't believe in beating around the bush. He said, well, why don't we just stop the patient from shoving food into his own greasy maw in the first place? And decided to just up and stitch the dude's lips together.
What?
After the operation, the only nutrients that Sancho received came through a straw, in the form of a mixture known as thoracica, which was a complex blend of several herbs, fruits, and seeds, including opium. It was basically the closest thing you could find to lean at the time, and lean he became, losing around half his weight before ascending to the throne once more. So this is the part of the video.
What?
How'd he
My
not
man
die?
survived off of lean?
How'd he not die off of that? That drug overdose.
Where I pander to the desires of the audience. If there's one thing I know you internet people can't get enough of, it's things going inside people's eyeballs.
Okay, guys.
That's what you don't like.
Listen,
This is gonna be exciting.
you all do not understand how much I hate eye stuff.
It's gonna be so
in like
fun.
horror movies and torture films. I
gonna be fun.
hate, baby. I'm gonna have to walk out here. I'm gonna have to leave if this.
Let's talk about cataract surgery. The art of dealing
Cataract-
with people's
baby,
clouded
please, I
lenses has
can't-
been around for millennia, believe
don't-
it or not.
So they're
That's
gonna
just the
take
root
that
guy
little
from
flap.
earlier actually talked about the most common procedure for cataracts for most of civilized history, which is known as the couching method. Couching is done by taking a sharp object like a needle or a thorn and ever so gently stabbing their eye hole at weird angles until the lens moves out of the way. No lasers, no sedatives, no paralytics, just a rusty old pin and some elbow grease, the way God intended. The majority of the time, this operation didn't work. Usually
No
just damaging
shit!
the already blind eye irreparably. Shocker, right? And even if it did go as planned, you still, didn't have a lens in your eye. So you essentially went from, I can't tell if I'm dead or not, to, yes, it is quite yellow out today. By God. Something moved somewhere. A slightly more refined version of this operation is the suction method, which dates back to
What?
at least the 10th century AD, if not older. This procedure is described as requiring, quote, a large incision in the eye, a hollow needle, and an assistant with an extraordinary lung
boy with
capacity.
good
Though this
suck.
reads like the setup to
No.
the world's most horrifying party trick,
Please.
it's actually the bare minimum number of tools needed to completely extract the lens from the eye. In case you didn't pick up on how, here's a diagram. This method generally saw a greater success rate and fewer complications than its non-extracting counterpart. So hopefully you can sleep well tonight knowing that the number of human beings who have sucked a piece of somebody's living eyeball through a straw is above zero. Anywho, let's all just be thankful that we live in an era where procedures like these are a thing of the past. Now remember kids, even though the surgeries I described here do sound pretty easy to pull off, please don't try them at home. But if you do, please put it on LiveLeak afterwards. But you know what you can do at home? Learn stuff about things with Brilliant.org. Brilliant's elegant UI.
I didn't need the last little bit of.
Yeah, it was all fun and games till the last little bit, huh?
You want to replay that?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm uncomfortable.
Sassy britches.
I deserve to be sassy right now. I've earned the right to be sassy right now. I blame you guys. Because I gotta blame somebody. So I'm blaming you, Otaku fam.
It's a good time, wasn't it?
I'm not well.
Okay. Thank you guys for joining us on this
That was
video.
disturbing.
Which one did you enjoy the most?
None of them. Because all I can think about is the eye thing now. I don't even remember the first part of the video.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you guys for the next one.
Bye.